Have you ever just looked at something huge, like a skyscraper, or even your own smartphone, and just wondered, how on earth did they even start to build that? Well, today, we're going to pull back the curtain on the blueprint, the method that turns those massive, complex ideas into something real you can actually touch. This, right here, is the heart of project management. It really all boils down to this one question. How do you take that spark, that one little idea, and guide it through all the chaos and complexity until it becomes a product that people all over the world can use? The answer isn't magic. It's a structured, methodical approach. Okay, let's get into it. To really get what project management is, we first have to be super clear about what a project isn't. And that means drawing a really clear line between two fundamentally different types of work: projects and operations. So think about the world of work as having these two separate lanes. In one lane, you've got projects. You can think of them as special missions, right? They're temporary, they create something totally new, and their whole purpose is to shake things up and drive change. And then, in the other lane, you've got operations. That's the day-to-day stuff, the ongoing, repetitive work that just keeps the business running. And here we have the official by-the-book definition. Now, the two most important words you need to remember here are temporary and unique. A project is not supposed to last forever. For instance, building a brand new mobile app from scratch, that's a project. It starts, you build it, and then the project officially ends. But all the daily updates and keeping the servers online day after day, that's operations. See the difference? So if projects are these special one-off missions, where do they even come from? I mean, they don't just pop into existence, right? There's this whole journey an idea has to take before it even gets to be called a project. So let's trace that path. So how does that little spark of an idea become a full-blown project? Well, it all starts with a concept. That idea then gets shaped into a real proposal. Then comes a really big step, the business case, which basically asks, is this actually worth our time and money? If the answer is yes, then a feasibility study has to check, okay, but can we realistically do this? It's only after an idea jumps through all those hoops that it finally gets the green light to become an official project. And what kicks off this whole process in the first place? Well, it's usually a response to some kind of opportunity or pressure. Maybe the company has a new big picture goal, or maybe customers are screaming for a new feature. Sometimes it's a legal thing you just have to do, or a new piece of tech comes along that you just can't ignore. Or maybe it's just a nagging problem that finally needs a real solution. Now, before a single line of code is written or a single brick is laid, two documents are absolutely critical. First is the business case. This is the why. It's the deep dive that proves the project is valuable and makes economic sense. Then, if the business case is approved, you get the project charter. This is the official go. It's the piece of paper that gives the project its authority and tells the project manager, okay, you have permission to start using company resources. All right, so once a project gets that green light, it needs a roadmap, a plan of attack. And what's amazing is that there's a universal master blueprint that works for almost any project you can think of. Doesn't matter if you're building a website or launching a satellite. And the magic number behind that blueprint is 5. Just remember that number. All the incredible complexity of running a project is neatly organized into these 5 distinct groups, or phases. And here they are. First up, initiating. This is the starting gun, where the project is officially authorized. Next is planning. Oh man, this phase is huge. This is where you map out everything: the schedule, the budget, the risks, the whole shebang. Then you move into executing. This is the get it done phase. The team is actually building the thing. But while that's all happening, you're also in the monitoring and controlling phase. This runs alongside execution. You're constantly checking your progress against the plan to make sure you're not going off the rails. And finally, closing. The work is done, you deliver the final product, and you formally shut the project down, documenting all the lessons you learned along the way. So when you put all of that together, that whole system, that's what we call project management. It's not just about having a to-do list. It's about skillfully applying your knowledge, your tools, and your techniques to make sure the project actually delivers what it promised. And let me tell you, it is a non-stop juggling act. A project manager is constantly trying to balance all these competing pressures. Say you want to add a cool new feature. Well, that increases the scope. And that's probably going to impact your schedule and your budget. If you try to slash the budget, you might have to sacrifice quality. It's this delicate dance. And managing a project is about managing that balance every single day. A blueprint is only as good as the person who's reading it. So what does it actually take to be that person? What are the core skills a project manager needs in their toolkit to handle all this complexity? The Project Management Institute has this really great model called the talent triangle. First, you've got ways of working. This is your technical know-how, knowing the right frameworks and tools for the job. Next up are power skills. This is all about people, leadership, communication, motivation, and finally, business acumen. This is about seeing the bigger picture, understanding why this project even matters to the business. A truly great project manager is strong in all three areas. So, we've looked at all these documents and phases and skills. Let's just zoom out for a second. Why go through all this trouble? Why does this whole structured framework matter so much in the real world? Because this is really the key takeaway. This structure, this blueprint, it's the engine that turns a big, ambitious goal into reality. It takes a fuzzy idea and breaks it down into logical, manageable, achievable steps. It is the bridge between dreaming about something and actually making it happen. And that really just leaves us with one final thought. This framework isn't just for building software or skyscrapers. It's a way of thinking. It's a method for turning any idea into action. So take a second and think about it. What project in your own life, big or small, could this blueprint help you finally build?